Hi, welcome to Wednesday. This is going to be interesting. Every letter that I'm reading today, and I don't know how or why this happened, they're all from Australia. Pretty cool. Okay, this one is from a Terry, and my husband and I own our own real estate business and lease an old weatherboard building for our business. I believe we have a ghost in the building. The moment I walk into the building every morning, it's as if something happens to me. I become angry, hostile, hate my husband, hate my job, hate everything and everyone, and could easily throw something at my husband and have become very close to doing so. If my husband leaves the office, I feel fine. All is okay as long as I am in the office by myself. But the moment he walks back in, it starts over again, or anyone else comes in the office, I don't want them there. I feel like the office wants me there, but all by myself. This is scaring me, and I don't sleep well at night because of what happens during the day. Because of what I don't sleep well at night because of what happens during the day. I really want this ghost to leave. It is harming me on many levels. Can you help? I live in Australia, but can you help me on a distant level? Whoa, okay. Well, first of all, obviously, this ghost, whoever it is, doesn't follow you home because it seems like you only have this problem at work, which that in itself is actually very good. All right. The second thing is, I'm going to guess it's a man and that he wants you to be angry at your husband because either he doesn't like your husband or he just wants you for himself. So, again, without talking to you from the place of business, I wouldn't know for sure, except you might want to try two things: having a ordained priest or minister come in and bless the business. It's not going to hurt. And try smudging, and I know there's smudge done in Australia, so you can certainly find smudge sticks down there to do it, and really do it on a regular basis and don't miss any part of the building. Do it at least every 10 to 12 days until you feel comfortable in there. If you want to know for sure if there is somebody there, you can try to come on Zoom. I've had other people from Australia come on there. And if you get on it from your office, I will be able to tell you if it's a man, if it's a woman, 1, 2, 3, what he looks like. I can't talk to him, can't get rid of him. However, at least you would know for sure. And that's going to be pretty much true with any of these letters. If you really want to know, and I can see in your house if you come on Zoom. The next one is October 2nd, and it's Eastern Standard Time Eastern Daylight Savings Time from 7:30 to 9 p.m. So at least let's go to the next letter. This is from Julie. This is good, especially this is time appropriate. I would be interested to know what you think about ghost tours. They are very popular here in Australia, and my husband and I and our 2 children are planning to visit the Tasmanian town of Port Arthur. Their evening ghost tours are a feature of the Port Arthur, as this was an early penal settlement for English convicts. Sadly, more recent years, a crazed gunman went mad one weekend in Port Arthur and killed many people at the same historic site where the convict ruins are. Our daughters really want to go to these tours, but now I'm not so sure, especially since I read When Ghosts Speak. I wonder if all those poor souls want to be disturbed each night, or do they enjoy the energy? You hit the nail on the head, Julie. They do enjoy the energy. They like the energy. And of course, fall, Halloween, this type of year, they get more energy from these tours. And you're right, they happen everywhere. And a couple of things. Go ahead and do the tour and have a smudge stick with you. And smudge with the smoke the inside of your vehicle. Make sure it's all closed up. Go on the tour and come back and get in the car. At least that way, if somebody decided to follow you home, they won't want to come in the car because of the smoke and the residue from the smudge stick. So that would be the first thing that I would definitely try. Anybody that goes on ghost tours or is a ghost hunter or a ghost investigator, anybody like that, in all honesty, they should seriously have the Quincy charm on them, because that would protect them 100%. And now, because I'm talking to Australia here, I cannot send a charm to Australia. Your post office opens them up and people don't get them, and it's a waste of money. And so if anybody in Australia actually wants one of the charms, hopefully you know somebody in the United States that can get the charm for you and they can mail it to you. But we don't do any direct shipping to Australia because of your postal service. Like I said, they open up everything. Even if we declare it properly, they still open it and you don't get it. Okay, this is from Zuzu. I love some of these names. I desperately need your help, as I have suffered for years with stomach pains. I have had every known test done and nothing shows up. The only way I have been able to keep it under control is through yoga and meditation. I realize now what is going on, and my grandmother lived with us in Wales, and I have terrible memories of spiritual encounters while we lived there. When we moved to Australia, my grandmother died and I was given her room. Since then, it has been downhill for me. My daughter is now experiencing stomach pain, and she has been tested and been told there is no reason for it. Also, I have noticed on a full moon my car battery, washing machine, and iron all leak water. What can I do? Well, I would seriously doubt that your grandmother is doing this to you guys. And you would know better. Have you or anybody had a dream of your grandmother? Because if you have, that means she is where she's supposed to be, and she is definitely not doing this. This sounds more like negative energy on somebody in the house. Maybe it's a generational thing. You said you've read, When Ghosts Speak. Do the last chapter. You do it on your daughter. Let your daughter do the ceremony on you. See if that doesn't make a huge difference. And then do the ceremony on the house. So any negative energy in the house will be gone. So I think that would really make a big difference for you. Plus, this full moon, earthbound spirits always, always, always have more energy around a full moon. So anything that you're experiencing then really does not surprise me. Okay, this one is from Carla. I work in a hotel that I know is haunted. First of all hotels, motels, inns, they're all haunted. They all have ghosts in them. It's becoming a problem because our departments keep clashing and amazing arguments break out all over the hotel. In particular, there's a problem with the ghost on the 9th floor of the heritage listed side of our hotel. I know from your book that ghosts aren't confined to a particular area, but with this one ghost, it always seems to be on that floor and at night. Most people hear earthbound spirits at night. It goes on all day, but the house is quiet. TV isn't on, there's no outside noises, no radio, everybody's sleeping. I mean, it's like during the day, you know the ice maker is working, but you don't hear the ice drop, but boy, it sounds like thunder when it drops in the middle of the night. This is the same thing in hotels. And I'm sorry, believe me, I spend a lot of time in hotels over the years. Hotels are creepy. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm fine when Ted is with me, but I used to have to go out of town so much by myself. And I would always ask for a room closest to the elevator, which is really easy to get because nobody really wants those rooms because they're loud, but that's okay. So anyway, back to your thing here. There's been a rumor that a man fell down the lift shaft during the time when this half of our hotel was closed. I know it sounds so cliche, but I felt ghosts around me before and I know how they feel. This one is not a very nice man. I'm certain that you're not coming to Australia anytime soon, even though I wish you would to get rid of this nasty man. But I guess I was wondering if you had any advice for me. I don't know how to deal with it or even if I should. And right there is probably something, if you cannot see this man, talk to this man, create the white light, watch him walk into it and close the light, do not get involved. Do not get involved. What you need to do is make sure that you smudge yourself regularly so nobody follows you home from work. And just because he's on the 9th floor of the hotel doesn't mean he couldn't come home with you if he wanted to. And especially if you tell him or start talking to him, because then he's going to know that you know he's there and he will really get in your face. So do not talk to him. But I would, like I told the other gal, smudge the inside of the car on a regular basis so that nobody comes home with you when you're done with work. And gosh, if I ever come to Australia, sure, I wouldn't mind meeting the nasty man. This one is from Nora, and I live in Australia and am presently renting a house in Kelvin Grove, Brisbane. The house is really old and sometimes I feel like there's someone still living there with me. Last night my little dog woke me up about 2:30 a.m. She was growling and then went to the end of my bed and kept growling. I ended up turning on the light. I couldn't see anything and I couldn't hear anything outside that might have spooked her. My question to you is, can dogs see earthbound spirits? Yes, they can, Nora, absolutely. And especially when they know they're in the house, and growling and standing at the foot of the bed usually works. Just because the house is old does not mean that there's a ghost in it, because earthbound spirits can be in brand new houses also. But if you smudge on a really regular basis, at least every 2 weeks, I bet it'll be just fine. I don't think you'll have any kind of a problem. And the last one for today is from Mary. And as a child, I lived near a large farm, 97 acres, which I played on as a huge backyard. I came across 2 ghosts, or maybe 3. My question is, were they there to protect me, or were they always there, and are they still there? Sometimes I think they were a figment of my imagination, but I have never forgotten the experience with these. These experiences have changed my life. I would also like to know who they were and why they were there at that time, always wondering. Mary, I have no way of knowing what happened when you were a child. One was probably a guardian angel, which would still be with you, spirit guides, which could still be with you. So, I have no way of knowing. Maybe if again, maybe you should get on the Zoom and see. It doesn't seem like you're having any problems now, which is good. So, I think I would just smudge, and that way you'll know for sure only ones from the light are in the house, because smudging do not bother the ones that have crossed over. Okay, next week we will be doing regular questions again, and I almost have enough letters to talk about fairies and sprites and leprechauns and stuff. So we'll be doing that probably in 2 weeks. But next week it'll just be questions again. This was really cool with all these Australian letters. I do have more, and we'll work them into the other Wednesdays. Excuse me. So, have a really good week, and I will be here next week, Wednesday. Thank you.